Hello guys and welcome to Laravel 7 tutorial. So guys, today we are going to discuss about a random tip related to many-to-many relationship. In the previous video we have seen how to implement many-to-many relationship and how to make a pivot table with respect to Laravel conventions. If you are following Laravel conventions with respect to migration, what you have to do is to make them basically these table names singular and concatenate them with this underscore and write them in alphabetical order right here. And if you are following with respect to model, what you have to do is concatenate them with underscore and follow the basically alphabetical order and make them all lowercase. Now comes the case when you don't want to follow the Laravel conventions and you want to make a custom pivot table. Okay, so let's see this case. I will just move to my user.php model. Okay, I will just copy it right here, basically not this one. I'll just copy it, replace it right here. I will comment it out, and basically this belongs to many method accepts up to 4 parameters. The second parameter is custom pivot table underscore name. The third parameter is foreign key. Okay, the fourth parameter is again foreign key. Okay, I will just copy and I will paste it right here so that you have all these files. Okay, now comes the case if you want to change or make a custom pivot table name, what you are going to do. Let's start with the migration. Okay, let's say I want to create my migrations table name with users role and not role user. What you are going to do is create a table with that specific name. In this case, I will just write users underscore roles. Now that I have a custom pivot table name, what I have to do is to pass a second parameter right here. Okay, let me just show you right here in the custom pivot table name. I will just replace it with my custom pivot table name. Okay, now this is the case if you have only custom pivot table, you don't need to pass the third and fourth parameter, and if you are following Laravel conventions, you don't need to pass the second, third and fourth parameter. Now let's say I want to have a custom foreign key as well for this user ID. Basically this user ID is referencing ID on users table right here. Now I want to create this foreign key as a custom foreign key. I want to replace its name. I'm not going to follow Laravel convention. So what I'm going to do, let's say I will just change it slightly, users underscore ID. So you will have, what you have to do is to pass it right here as well. Okay, now I will move to my user.php model and I'm going to pass it in the third parameter. Basically the first foreign key is the table name that you are joining to another table. Okay, now if you don't if you change the foreign key custom right here, you have to pass it in the third parameter. Now comes the case for the fourth parameter right here. If you haven't changed the fourth, basically in this case the role ID, you don't need to pass the fourth parameter. But let's say I want to change this foreign key as well. What I have to do, I will just rename it a bit and I am going to assign it as the foreign key, second foreign key, and I have to pass it right here, in this case second foreign key. Basically this table is joining this table, the second table, role table. I am in user model and user table, basically in this case user table is joining, basically I'm creating a join from user to role table. That's it. And if you have a custom pivot table name, you have to pass it in the second parameter. You have custom foreign key, you have to pass it in the third or fourth respective basically parameters. Okay, now comes the reverse relationship or inverse, you can say. What we have to do, I will just basically copy these lines and change it slightly. I will now move to my role.php model and I'm going to paste it right here. Okay, because these are commented, so it is not going to align. I have to do it manually. Okay, so in this case basically you have to define both of them uh, uh, you can say you have to define them in both the relationship, basically the forward relationship and the inverse relationship. In this case, the pivot table name would be the same as it was right here. I will just copy it and replace it right here and just right here. Okay, now the third parameter right here would be the table you are joining basically from here to another. Basically in this case we are creating a join from roles ID. So the third parameter, we are in the role model right here. So in this case we are joining role table to user. So what I'm going to do is replace it right here, and I will just copy user ID from here and pass it in the fourth parameter. So these are all the custom changes you have to make if you are making a custom pivot table with custom foreign key. You have to follow these conventions, and all of the other requirements are same. You are just going to hit the route and you will get your data. So this was the random tip. If you in any case you want to change your custom, basically you want to change pivot table name or foreign key, you can do it like this. Okay, so I hope you guys like the video. If you liked it, please like, subscribe and share. Thank you, take care.